Hi BookTube, it's Stephanie, and today I'm going to talk about the books that I read during the year that somehow made me feel very emotional in one capacity or another. And this is my way of doing like a wrap up of the year because best and worst, I have a really hard time saying what's my best books and what's my worst books because I really don't want to go through the rabbit hole of the worst. And everything was very level this year. So let's go through these books and I will tell you why they made me feel stuff, because that's what we do. Let's start with this massive one, Wonder Woman anthology, um, that contains 18 stories um, from 1942 to 2015. So it's a wide range, and this one made me feel frustrated, angry, and frustrated. I need to say that twice. This is sexist, as in women do nothing wrong, men do. And obviously, world peace only will come if a woman takes the throne and blah blah blah. I was so frustrated, and this is just snapshots, so I have a feeling that if I actually read more, it wouldn't get that image. But the stories that were chosen for this anthology, oh, I got so angry. And I'm disappointed, basically, because I heard so many good things about Wonder Woman, but I had never really read anything. So this one was a huge disappointment and made me so frustrated. So let's go from frustration to joy. This will hold the place. This is Rich People's Problem by Kevin Kwan. Whoop. I'm currently reading this, but the book that I really would like to hold up is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. And it's a rom-com. It's a rom-com. It's really funny. It's lighthearted. It really is like reading a movie, except I didn't find it as cringy as I would find watching a romance movie. So I would highly recommend this. I thought it was fun. I really needed the lightheartedness of Crazy Rich Asians, so I would highly recommend it for that. Let's go from happy to sad. And this might be another glary one. What's the problem with the books I picked? And the next one is as well. Great. This, well, the title is 101 historiska hjältar, which translates to 101 historical heroes. It's just what it says. It's short, historical, and about these 101 heroes. And not all of them are like, oh, I know exactly who that is. Some of them were like, who are you? Other people were like, oh, there's actually not a movie about you. Why isn't that so? But I cried. We're talking about things that are like 2 or 3 pages, and I cried numerous times reading about these people's fates. And I was so not expecting that. I never really cry unless it's one of those, well, obviously I'm going to cry because it's extremely sad. I don't really cry, oh, that person died. No, like, I rarely cried. This one I cried like 5 or 6 times. Who am I? This was great for that. And I did not expect that at all. Another one, this is a good one. Illuminate. I finally read it this year. This, I couldn't put it down. If you have not read this massive multimedia book, if you do, you will be in for a wild ride. It's fast-paced. You just keep on turning the pages. You get hooked, and it's like an high-class action thing. And since it's in this format that just makes you want to turn more and more pages, I just love this. The third book was my least favorite. Unfortunately, this one is my favorite, and Aiden is amazing. And it basically is fast-paced, and the tension inside of me when I was reading this was so high, and the stakes were pretty high, and I loved it. As I said, this is my favorite. In the second book, however, I felt like the stakes were higher, and I will not say why, because for me that's a spoiler. For some it wouldn't be. But the one thing that I can say that I don't think is a spoiler is that I thought that the second book would take place alongside this one, like parallel. They're not. Yemena takes place after this one, and that was why I felt like the stakes were really high. And it was a page turner like nothing else. As I said, the third book not so much, but the tension and just I need to know what happens. Great. So from that to Boredom. Plain old Boredom. I DNF this. The last book is an honorable mention because I will pick that one up. This one I'm very close to just get rid of, and that's The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. I got 150 pages through in this. It's so boring. It's so boring. Maybe if I continue to read this on the train to work or something like that, but oh, it's boring. It's so much details, which some say, oh, but details are good. Yeah, when you kind of know the characters, when you are in their lives, when you know about them, when you know about the world, but when you're introduced to this level of detail before you really know if you like these characters, boredom. So bored. And at this point, 150 page through, I have no idea why people are eagerly anticipating the fourth book. And I'm amazed that there actually is a fourth book. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's so boring. I probably will give it another try once I start commuting, because right now I'm on vacation, but boredom, utterly boredom. And the last book, the honorable mention, Nine Fox Gambit by Yoon Lee. I read 2 chapters, and as for my brain, the second chapter was better than the first. This book made me feel stupid. It's as simple as that. I felt really stupid, especially during the first chapter. I was unsure if they were on a planet or if they were on space. And then I read that this is really hard sci-fi and you need to kind of build up to get to this. But holy crap. I have never felt this stupid in my entire life trying to read a book. I think the first chapter, which is, let's see, where's the second chapter starts there. The first chapter is 15 pages. It took me probably a week to read. I felt so stupid. I have never felt stupid reading a book before. Never. And I'm like, what? but I'm still intrigued by this because as I said, I finished chapter 2, and the first chapter made my head ache so much. The second chapter, it got better, but this one just, I need to be smarter before I can read you. So, is there any book that you feel, and I probably should have made some sort of break between just putting that one down and asking this question, but whatever. Is there any book that as soon as that you read this year, that as soon as you just think about it, you either feel frustrated, happy, sad, um, stupid, guilty, or is there any book like that that you read this year? And please tell me down below if there's anyone that you can figure out. So, some of these books just make me angry. But yeah, that was all for today. I'll see you soon. Bye.